Welcome back to SBR Forum Videos. Week 1 of the NFL preseason is almost complete, and even though we still have one Sunday afternoon game here between the Colts and the Philadelphia Eagles, we've still learned a lot from the Week 1 of the preseason after seeing almost every team play already at least one game. And one thing we've definitely learned is that the under in Week 1 of the preseason was not as big of a boon as we thought it was, especially coming off of last season where the under cashed regularly in Week 1, 3, and 4 of the preseason. This time, week number 1, it looked like the trend was going to continue. In fact, including the Hall of Fame game and on Thursday, the under was 5-2 in the first day of the preseason. However, on Friday and Saturday, the over combined for 6-3. So it's been a little bit different here in week 1 of the preseason. We saw a lot more high-scoring games in the preseason here on Friday and Saturday. Could be the same here with the Colts and the Eagles game today. However, that trend may continue, in fact, into week number 2, and we could be looking at some good plays on the over as teams start to play their starters almost the entire first half. Last season, the over was a very, very good play in week number 2 of the preseason, and after we've seen it combine here on Friday and Saturday into being a really good play on those two games, we also could see it in this week and this season as well in 2015. I think the over was around 10-6 or 11-5 in week 2 of the preseason last year, so keep an eye on that as well as we head into next Thursday. Now, one last thing I think we learned is that, and this is understandable in week 1 of the preseason especially, but it probably will continue as well, and that the totals in the second half here definitely are a pretty good play on the under. Scoring obviously goes down a lot when you got the second, third, fourth string offenses in going against the defenses. The defenses normally tend to get a little bit more of an advantage in that situation. However, 7 teams got blanked in the second half so far in week 1 of the preseason. That's 7 teams that did not score in the entire second half of their week 1 preseason game. So that could also play into effect in week number 1, though. However, if we're getting the starters to play most of the second half, that means we at least should still have some competent offenses in week number 2 of the preseason heading into the second halves. So keep an eye on those totals as they come out here later in this week. We could be getting some really nice total value on some of these preseason games. But that'll do it for me this time. For SBR Forum Videos, I'm Jordan Sharp.